name is Eric Mason, lead pastor and founder here at Epiphany Fellowship and president and founder of Thriving, a resource collaborative that helps train people from urban ministry all over the world. My first contact with Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship was becoming a member in 1995. Of course, being at Dallas Seminary at the time, one of the coveted roles of a seminary student at that particular time was to be in Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship's internship program. So a year later, which was around 96, got into the internship program at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship and was working in the fellowship department for a little while. And then Dr. Evans ended up calling me to his office. So I told him what I was doing, and he asked me where my passions was. And he put me in the youth department, and I ended up becoming one of the leaders over the youth ministry and being the youth director for a few years, which was great. Transitioned over to outreach and was working with evangelism and helping with prison ministry and helped lead and start the Project Turnaround or the Urban Schools Alternative program that I believe still going on today. The internship with Dr. Evans, I would say it wasn't just the role I was in, it was being a part of the church. And so because Oak Cliff is like a family, it was like being raised in a family, being raised in ministry. My wife got to spend a good bit of time with Dr. Lois, and me getting to spend time with Dr. Evans and just be around them. It wasn't like he was at home opening up the Bible, teaching me stuff. He just allowed me to be there. And as I interacted with whether it's Priscilla, Crystal, him and Jonathan wrestling, and him telling Jonathan to get off his back, and Anthony sleep on the couch, just that type of interaction was really, really healthy for me in helping to build a family. Now I'm coming up on 20 years of marriage, and I got 4 kids too, so it was a big part of my development. The beauty of the impact that that's had on me in particular in seeing this household is spiritual leadership. And what I mean by spiritual leadership is he didn't pull out a PowerPoint presentation or anything like that, but I got this deep sense from being around him that he had a vision for his family. Got this deep sense that he initiated leadership in the home and an environment of grace. You know, he tells the story and they tell a story, so many stories about him and his interaction with his kids, but I think that seeing the level of grace that he interacted with his kids in the home, his grandkids, you know, has just been a real big blessing for me in how I interact with my kids, of always not handing down the law to them, but knowing how to graciously interact with them so they'll understand the gospel even from a young age. And I literally still utilize that as imprinted memories. Paul says the things you've seen and learned and heard in me, practice these things. And so those are the things that I've seen and learned and heard through him, which God has used, ultimately him as a conduit. One of the ways that Dr. Evans' shaping of theology helped shape my theology, it was seamlessly no difference between head and heart. The way he illustrates things and connects theology to real life, it made it easy to always think of theology as naturally a part of life, not this false dichotomy of orthodoxy, orthopraxy. It shaped my practice of that and being around him and getting nuggets and asking questions. And a lot of people don't know, man, he's probably one of the best dudes at answering questions. Like if you asked him like a hard question, he always has a very witty, even a micro-comical, yet great way of really, heck, why didn't I think of that? And I think that's the evangelist in him. Dr. Evans, I want to thank you on behalf of my wife and myself and our church. I want to thank you for giving me my first ministry job, believing in me, and giving me opportunity to serve and minister to youth in your ministry. Always having the door open for me and always being made available to me. I have stages that I believe men go through as mentors. I believe we go through the big brother stage. When we grow a little more, we go to the uncle stage. When we get from the uncle stage, we go to the spiritual father stage. But then I believe that there's a stage above spiritual father, which is sage. And sage can say very few things, but make massive amounts of reverbs of impact. And I believe just like a proverb can be a pithy statement that can send reverbs through generations, I think God has done that same thing with you. A lot of where I am and most of where I am, what you say Tom Skinner is to you, what you say Community Bible and the pastor there was to you, what you say B. Sam Hart is to you, that's where you are to me and my family. So we love you, so we're thankful for you, brother.